Hello, welcome to STEM to Stern Kruiseology. Glad you're with us today here at the global headquarters and studios. Well, I have quite a few things to talk about today that is happening in the cruise world. Uh, MSC dropped a little tidbit today. We're going to talk about that later, so you have to stick around for that one. But it's very interesting, especially if you're an MSC cruise fan. So, and they're starting to make their move. I've said several times they've told the other cruise lines, uh, hold my umbrella drink and watch this. So it'll be interesting, and we'll talk about that shortly. We're going to talk about some things today from uh, the cruise industry from a 30,000 foot view, and then we're going to drill down on some specific cruise industry news. So that's how this is going to break down today. Uh, I do appreciate you joining us. Uh, and if you like what you see, take your little finger and hit that like button. Take that big hand and slap that subscription button. So let us know if you like this content, what we're doing, what we're not doing. Just a itty bitty YouTube channel out here in this big YouTube averse, and just trying to say, look over here, please, please. So, all right. Uh, one of the uh, sources that I look at quite a bit is cruise industry news uh, online um, information or website. I'm sorry, website, and they report a lot of things that's going on in the industry. And usually, every so often, they update. They have this their cruise order and kind of a state of the cruise industry as far as new orders and outlook and metrics like that. And they update it every so often. They go back and review, I guess, and they always have some pretty interesting uh, facts and statistics that go along with their report. So the information I'm going to talk about, they get credit for it, but I think it's good information, and it's good to kind of look at that from the cruise industry from that uh, 30,000 foot view. Uh, and they just recently come out. They do one ever so often, and they update it, but it seems like, but they're talking about in the next 10 years uh, that there's going to be a 20% growth in the cruise industry, uh, and big new ships are driving that growth. Uh, that will be goes along with the trend. The cruise industry keeps going along and moving and getting stronger as time goes on. The bulk of that growth is going to be out of, I think, about five of the major players, which is going to be Carnival, Royal, MSC, Norwegian, and Disney. They looked at those. And out of those five brands, with a combined total of 34 ships on order, it's going to amount to uh, around 150,000 new berths. Um, and leading the pack there as the little cruise line, MSC. They're going to have two new builds that's coming down the pike. Norwegian is coming in second with eight new builds, ships on order, uh, and that'll take them through 2037. Royal comes in with six new builds, and some of those are going to be the Icon class uh, footprint or platform. And then now you got Carnival comes in with 5, and then you got Disney that's going to come in with uh, 5 also, uh, trying to increase their fleet. And so the interesting part about this is these companies are investing all this money, uh, according to Cruise Industry News, uh, that that amounts to 78 ocean-going ships, and the value is around approximately $80 billion with a B. So these companies are investing all that money. So those stats change up a little bit. I guess I go back and review some industry trends and stats, and uh, trying to figure out, if that when they update their material, which is very interesting. So it's only going to grow, and the reason it is I think more people are figuring out, especially if you're going to travel with a family. And it doesn't matter really, even if you're not, but especially a family, average family of 4, the the value is there for a really good time, for a 7 night cruise, 4 people, lodging, mostly included, unless you do some add-ons or specialty dining. Uh, but the value's there, uh, and some of the cruise lines, the value is really there. They're really doing a good job with family of 4. Mm, Depends on what you're looking for. Um, Depends on what your taste is. But family of 4 on MSC for a week, probably around $15,000 to $2,000. You're not gonna meet those numbers for a week doing the things that you're going to get to do, entertainment, food, all that for that. It's not going to do it, especially the way hotel prices are. Uh, so it, that's the reason the numbers that Cruise Industry News reports, and the trend is that cruise line industry is like this, going up. It's not going like that. It's because of the value. Uh, so I think that's a good thing. And even if you're not a family of 4, uh, and again, it depends on what you're looking for, how active you want to be, what kind of vibe, what kind of environment are you looking for? Are you the carnival party, Royal Caribbean theme park, go 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 activities, uh, you know, every half hour, or more laid back uh, cruise? You can still do it. A couple with no children can go and do it for a very reasonable price. Plus, it's just something uh, cool about being out on the ocean, uh, out on the sowing the seas. So I think that's the reason why you see the numbers are going up, not down, unless something happens and the economy gets really bad. Even if they started, charging fuel surcharges, it would. I think before you'd see a decrease, the increases would have to be significant. So, um, all right, let's transition to our next little news story that I think is interesting, because I think it could have an impact on the cruise industry if they can get it to scale. And this is a little story out of the Meyer Werft uh, cruise ship builder. Uh, they have this little project going on called Project Vision, and they say they can produce a fully electric cruise ship. And if they can do that, it could change the industry quite a bit uh, for a lot of obvious reasons. There could be the design of the ship could be affected, pricing. It could help prices, keep them low. Uh, they can be welcome to more ports because some of the ports are wanting more green efficient ships. Uh, but there's also some things that have to be done to be able to accommodate a fully electric ship. But their project vision, they have come up with this. It's a fully batteried electric cruise ship. Uh, it's around 80, 82 to mid 80s gross ton, 80,000 gross tons, around just slightly south of 2,000 passengers, which that would, a lot of people like a ship that doesn't have, there's a lot of cruisers that like smaller ships. And so this would be considered, I guess, what I think was a mid-sized ship in this area. It's about 900 feet long, about 1,000 feet long, uh, and it can reduce emissions up to 95%. And they say that if they got the order early enough now, they might could produce one by 2031. So, these aren't a small expedition vessel. These are mid-sized mainstream cruise ship, and they could change the game if they could start producing these. But there are some challenges. They're of course they're powered by these large-scale marine battery systems by a company called Covus Energy. I guess they're the company that is manufacturing this technology, and for the traditional cruise ship powered diesel or LNG, it eliminates that. It eliminates the need for exhaust funnels and onboard emissions. Um, the operational range, though, that's where some of the problem comes in right now due to the battery, is that it keeps it to more of a regional route, maybe just in the Mediterranean or areas. I'm not sure exactly what the range is, but I don't think they're going to be designed, at least not yet, on the initial builds. If they build one, really can be like the range isn't going to be there for them to do, you know, transocean voyages. So, plus the infrastructure is going to have to be there. Uh, they would have to have electrified ports where they could pull up and dock uh, and have shoreside power infrastructure to accommodate that kind of vessel. So, uh, but it's an interesting concept. It could be revolutionary because if you don't have the uh, emissions exhaust funnels, it opens up room midship, opens up top decks. Uh, also, maybe a better passenger experience, no cavitation in the aft of the ship, vibrations, it's quieter. And so it gives them more flexibility because there's no exhaust stacks. And so that would be a different looking cruise ship from what we're used to. And so um, they just haven't, in their current design platform, uh, they're just not there yet for the cruise industry to be, except for regional routes. Uh, so it's limitations in that aspect for a cruise. Um, now, on the commercial side, there are some electric ships, some ferries. large capacity ferries are fully electric, or some of them are the hybrid model with battery and um, but those are short sailings. They're going from point A to point B across however many miles of bay or across an ocean or something. That's not it's not running 1,500 nautical miles to the first port. So uh, challenges. Um, you know, a cruise ship is a floating city, so it has the hotel load, has the operational load for power, propulsion. So that's some of the where the limitation comes in. So of course, we talked about charging. They have to have the infrastructure for that, and it limits the routes. So that's kind of the challenges for that. Um, but I think it's very interesting uh, that to see if a cruise line is one of the first to sign a contract on a new build that's fully electric. So it's probably in the near future to try and help a lot of different issues with a cruise ship. So, and that's cool. That's cool. So, um, all right. The today, which is this is Monday, April the 13th. MSC Cruises released information and news, press releases, and uh, they have announced the introduction of their new uh, edition of a private island called Sandy Cay, which right next to Ocean Cay, or I'm sorry, Ocean Key or Key Cay, however you want to say it, their private island. Uh, and because many people have been asking that have been going to Ocean Key, what what is MSC building over there? What is all that? That looks pretty neat. And the rumor was it was going to be for their luxury brand, Explore Journeys. It was going to be kind of exclusive. The rumor mill was it was going to be exclusive for uh, that brand. And MSC come out today and announced that they're going to that little addition that everybody's been looking at and seeing and it's been getting their attention and curiosity is Sandy Cay. Um, and it's going to be for most brands, from what I understand. Uh, it'll be for Explore Journeys and MSC guests. Now I don't know how they're going to roll it out. They haven't said. They 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 just basically said, "Hey, here's the name, and here's some things that we're doing." It's to complement Ocean Cay. And it's supposed to offer a more secluded, uh, immersive escape that connects you with the national rhythms of the ocean and spirit of the Bahamas. So, uh, and if you look at the renderings that they've offered, it looks like it has multiple coved beaches, and maybe each one might be have a different level of vibe or a different vibe to it. Maybe one's quieter, maybe one has a little bit more uh, music, but I don't think it's going to be anything that's uh, loud and boisterous. I think it's going to be really low keyed. That's the reason they want it to be secluded, immersive, more elevated experience for the cruiser. Uh, so they say intimate yet elevated and for an immersive experience, and it's to complement their existing operation over at Ocean Key or K. I don't know how right. Again, it's called the PI, private island. So, so that's good. I'm glad that they finally come out and said what that's about. and took all the some of the rumors about uh, what it was going to offer. Uh, they haven't come out and said exactly what all they're going to have there. They showed the rendering with like multiple cove areas with their own little beaches, horseshoe shaped beaches around. Looks interesting. Interesting concept. I certainly would like to go there when I get the opportunity. Uh, of course, they're also followed up that they're also doing some enhancements to Ocean Cay, and they call that the Marine Reserve, and uh, and they have some facilities there where you can go learn about ocean conservation and things of that nature. But they're going to add some more adult and family oriented amenities to Ocean Cay. So there's quite a bit of stuff going on there at the Marine Reserve and Sandy Key slash K slash Private Island. So, so if you're an MSC fan, that's exciting news. Uh, and I am an MSC fan. I think they offer a very good product and it's a good value. Uh, so, um, all right. So that's going to kind of segue into our next um, little segment here. We're going to talk about, we've already talked about MSC's Ocean Cay and Sandy Key and Cay and Private Island. Let's kind of run down. Let's look at the mainstream cruise lines. Let's see what all they have. And this is a trend within the industry where the cruise lines are building these private islands, are investing millions and millions, and probably when they add enough amenities, it's getting as much as a cruise ship because of all the infrastructure it has to have and amenities and such. You know, it's a multi-million-dollar investments for these companies, and it's a trend, and they're wanting to keep the consumers' uh, discretionary spending within the cruise ecosystem. How can you blame them? Uh, it's they're in business to make money and to offer a port where you pull up and all the money that's on the ship. When it gets off, it doesn't go spend it anywhere somewhere else. It gets off and spends it within the ecosystem of that particular corporation. Genius, but it takes money to make money, and apparently they got a little coin step back to do that, and that's okay. I'm good with it. You don't have to get off the ship if you don't want to get off the ship. So, but let's run down some of the private islands that are out there. Just kind of a quick overview. Royal Caribbean International, they have Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Key, private island, whatever you want to call it. That's their flagship park at amusement park at sea, I guess you could say. And I've been there, and it's large. It does offer a lot of things to do for multi-gen families, or if you just want to go to a quieter area and go hang out, you can. Uh, and I think they invested somewhere right now around maybe it's probably more than about $250 million, but it's probably actually more than that, I bet. But it's a good product. It's fun. It's a fun island. It's pretty. And they offer a lot of things for you to do. Um, they have food, all that. They also have Labadee, but I think that might be temporarily closed right now because of some geopolitical instability around Haiti. Um, so, uh, I don't think that's a major player right now. Disney Cruise Lines. Um, they have Castaway Cay, and that's their family friendly private island, which makes sense. So it's going to have a lot of things to do for multi-gen families, a family beach, a teen area, adults only, a little Serenity Bay. You can do snorkeling, and they have a snorkeling lagoon. They have themed barbecues, and it's fully immersive, and it's the Disney, all the Disney themed uh, areas. Uh, so that's cool. If you're a Disney fan and cruiser, uh, I will say this: if you're going to Disney Cruise Lines, I've looked at their pricing. Hmm. Family of four, reach over, get your checkbook, take your pen, write the numbers out, put comma 0, 0, 0, 0. Lots of zeros. They, it's you got a lot. You got a lot Mickey. You want to do that, and Minnie, and Goofy, and all that. But they have. I'm sure it's fun. I'd like to do it. I just don't know if I want to spend that much money. Uh, that's not the only reason, but anyway, we won't go there. Norwegian Cruise Line. They have their little private island. Their little investment is called Great Stern Kruiseology, and it's one of the original cruise private islands. They've had around for a long time. I think they might have developed it 20 or 30 years ago. You can do kayaking, zip line. They have some villas, and it just has that classic Caribbean, uh, maybe a little more relaxed vibe. And they have Harvest Cay, uh, private resort destination. I think that's in Belize, and it has similar amenities to it. Then you got Carnival. Carnival has Half Moon Cay, they have Princess Cay, and then I think one of their latest babies, um, lots of lots of money, is Celebration Key. Um, and it's kind of the answer to Royals Croquet, and it's got a lot. It's pool centric, a lot of pool area, which is okay. Some beach, and it's got entertainment focused to it. Um, I, I hear a lot of good things about it. I'd like to try it out. And of course, we've already talked about little MSC Cruise Lines and their Ocean Cay and now Sandy Cay, as we talked about earlier. And then you got Virgin Voyages, the adult only. I guess it would be the opposite of Disney. It's adult only, and they have some sort of agreement with and down at Bimini Island. It's called the Beach Club at Bimini, and if you're a Virgin Voyager sailor, as they call them, a sailor, then you can go to that. And as you can imagine, it's probably got a little more of a party vibe to it. And it's got DJ pool parties, and you can get you a drink with an umbrella, and it's got the Ibiza, an Ibiza, I don't know how you say Ibiza style beach, Ibiza. I think that's port over in Europe. You can stop if you do the Med Ibiza. So you can go there and party with all the other adults. So that kind of is the rundown of those private island cruise lines, private islands. So it's kind of an islands war going on right now. And we're like, watch this. Well, we're going to put this in. We're going to put this in. And that's okay. That's good for the consumer. And they kind of have two different competing styles. Is one is like kind of theme park-esque amusement park where you got all the slides and rides, and that's going to be Coco Cay and Celebration Key and stuff like that. And then you have those that are a little more chill, laid back, doesn't have all those amenities that focus, beach focused, a very chill vibe, a natural beach experience, Half Moon Cay, and then Ocean Cay. Uh, so I think that's your two competing styles there, and of course they market that. Of course the theme park is going to be family, multi-gen or multi-gen families oriented toward that, marketed toward that. Then you have the more laid back chill, which is going to be the opposite of that. So that's to keep, and they're doing that to keep all that money in the corporate ecosystem of that particular cruise line. So you can't blame them. If I was on my own cruise line, Cruiseology cruise ships, that's what I would do also. So, so they're just not building ships and owning the ships. It's not selling in the Caribbean. They're owning the Caribbean. So that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So uh, you're all caught up. Good job. If you watched this far, I'm shocked, but I appreciate it. I hope you do. Uh, Come back next time. Try if there's any kind of breaking cruise news or any big cruise news in the industry. Try to get it out there. Um, Again, help an old guy out. Reach, take your finger, hit that like button, reach over that big hand, slap that subscribe button. Trying to get to 100 subscribers. Can you believe that? That would be awesome. 100. It'd be YouTube. Thanks. I say all that tongue in cheek, but just trying something different in my life. So why not? You're probably saying, well, I can tell you why not. No, don't. Just write something nice in the comments, say you're handsome or whatever. But so anyway, um, thank you. Hope everybody's well. Hope you have a great day, or a great evening, or a great night, or a great week, whatever. Depends on when you're watching this. Um, Thank you. Um, you're now a cruiseologist. You're caught up. You've done your in-service training. So come back, stop back by, see what we can talk about. So fair winds and falling seas. Until next time, it's a STEM to Stern Kruiseology. Peace out.